and you don't never really get to see who his team is made up of. Mm-hmm. Do I think that we're ready for that? It's not necessarily if we're ready for it. It's more so if we're ready to recognize that women filtrate into those decisions on a daily basis. Whether it's something that is able to be viewed as an asset or something that is viewed as a extreme, level of expertise. If we say women can only do this, or if we couldn't get past this without having women as an influential part of having this conversation as going forward, is something that is determined by how much the organization or the company assets women as being a particular primary factor in moving forward. So it's not whether or not we can do it, but we are doing it every single day. So for me, I know that I've fulfilled both of those positions personally and professionally, and reach the top tier of it all without having to worry about whether or not someone would recognize it, and just done it. Like, fuck it, nobody else is doing this shit. Nobody else is doing this shit. Nobody else is doing this shit. So I gotta do it. As if I'm looking at it as like, okay, my son is seeing this, and I want him to view women as characters, equals, not even equals, like as prominent characters in how you keep a business going, how you keep a business being at the mainstream of being innovative and being ahead of the curve. And if I view it as my daughter is seeing me as being a person who she can look up to, like, oh, when I get older and when I get in my position of leadership, I can push forward because I see my mama do this, and ain't nobody gonna do this better than my mama did it. And if anybody's gonna do it better than my mama did it, I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be me. So if I think about it like that is what fuels me. I don't think we're at a helm where we can say, can women do it? But are you guys recognizing that we're already doing it? Right. Like every single day. But it's up to you to be like, bet I see you. Okay, thank you for that contribution. Thank you for pouring into this, that. Thank you for adding, whatever you've taken your time in your outside professional organizations and your outside leadership organizations to pour into our particular organization, because this is where you get paid, but you've taken time to step aside, like, all right, I'm going to work in something that promotes my community, something that promotes how I feel in a particular religious sense, how I feel to make sure my children see me. All those things pour into how we as women are like, all right, I want to make sure I'm progressing in my leadership role in my organization. So whether or not you see it in our positions in our organization, we're still doing it. You know what I'm saying? All right.
No, I definitely agree. So then my question is, I want to hear, Shanice, your perspective, but also when you think about it, not just recognizing our roles and seeing that we're doing it, but do you also see that there are stereotypes? Because when there's gender roles, there's stereotypes associated with it, right? So in your roles, do you ever see that there are stereotypes that people may come to you and ask you to do that they would not ask a male counterpart to do? Because I know I do, but I'm going to pause and let y'all answer on that.
100%. So even if we just start where kind of Toya was touching on the fact that sometimes people say that she's bossy. Well, that those same characteristics that cause someone to say a woman is bossy are the very same side of the coin that cause men to say that they're taking control, they are dominant, they are assertive. why do we have to get that bossy negative connotation when we're doing the same exact thing? It's the same exact ask. It's really no different. So the way that society views it is different, and just depending on the being who's giving the directive. And then I know that, a lot of times, one of my biggest pet peeves is when someone asks me to schedule a meeting or to book something or to send an email. Why did you ask me to send this email? Why did you ask me to book this meeting? All of the time that it took you to tell me that, you could have done it.
Yep.
Would you tell your male counterpart to book this meeting? I'm not your admin. I am not your secretary. You don't need to fucking Don Draper me. So for people who watch Mad Men, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Don Draper.
Okay? You're not Don Draper.
Yeah.
I'm not your secretary. And I feel like a lot of times those administrative things that go along with projects or meetings or anything else that we're doing, a lot of times people defer those things to us. And I just ask why. Like, if you would ask a male counterpart to do those same things, maybe it would feel different. And sometimes it's kind of that fine line between, like, am I being hypersensitive to this just because I feel like you're treating me like an admin, or are you actually treating me like an admin? A lot of times I won't say anything. I like to sit back and observe your behavior. So if it's just one instance of it, okay, cool. But I want to see what your pattern looks like. And if you only come to the women and ask them to do this, well, why? Why do you feel like you can't do it? Why do you feel like one of your male counterparts can't do it? We know that in a lot of the sectors that we're in, the males outnumber the females significantly, but you're still coming to me. I find that to be very strange. And it's one of those things, again, it's off-putting. Don't ask me to do these administrative, this is not my job. I am paid too much to come here and do your admin work. I won't do your admin work. And it's almost like one of those things that puts you in an uncomfortable place of, do I buck a little bit? Do I buck the system and say, well, you know, my calendar's up to date. Feel free to schedule whatever meeting that you see fit. Or do I just go ahead and do it? But I do find myself in those situations more often than not. And then sometimes I think, too, it's between, like, are you the more junior employee? So then is that why you're being asked to do it?
Right.
Maybe so. But I just feel like maybe that's something that if we could just get our counterparts to be more cognizant of and just take a second and think about how it's coming off, how it appears. So I know that we try to talk about, like, implicit bias as a whole a lot of time. Don't just think about it from a race perspective. I think that a lot of times people need to think about it from a gender perspective. And I think that you are comfortable because a lot of times, not even just at work, but in our roles as spouses or partners, a lot of times we take the role of doing the administrative things. I know a lot of times someone's asking me, like, can you fill that out or can you do that? Look,
you're gonna talk
did
about
you
that
not
too.
Hear Mary J. Blige?
Right.
I understand that she said every day I was your secretary, but girl, no.
She was cheating. She was a
That
side chick.
was at her piece.
She was a side chick though. Like that's you know nobody's side chick. So
and every day, no, with the movie, like she was speaking.
Oh yeah, he had a side chick is what I meant. Like
So I'm doing like no.
Yeah, we gonna get to the home aspect.
I don't need to do your secretarial duties every day of the week.
You're right.
I'm off that. Like I'm beyond that now.
Yeah.
So sometimes I am asked to do it, but I think we need to figure out more constructive ways of checking people.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say it goes back to episode 1, like authenticity. When we said, because I'm good for saying, like, when we moved to the new office, upper management in our office, which is mostly males, they would go to the other males in the office and ask them tech questions or ask them logistics. But when it came to cleaning or unpacking or doing other things in that manner, it's only 2 females in the office and you came and talked to us. So I'm good for saying, so if we weren't here, who's unpacking it?
Right.
Dead silence.
Don't try to fucking play me.
I'm not Molly the maid. I am not mammy. I'm not anybody. I have my own shit to unpack at home and to clean and fix. I don't come here and clock in to be your janitor, to be your organizer, to be anything else besides what my job pays me to do. It has to get unpacked, but we're all going to take part in unpacking it. Because then you're going to be like, oh, well, where did you put the paper towels? Had you unpacked it, you would have known.
You would have known.
I'm not your wife.
I'm not your right. And I think that's why I said, and then when they, like I said, I'm good for saying, like I said, I'm good for saying it out loud. Because I'm not here to be, like you said, I'm not paid for that. Not saying that I'm too good to do it, but we're all going to share in these responsibilities. Right. You're not just going to come to the two females and women in this building. I hate the word females. Two women in this building and just say, hey, when you get a chance, can you unpack this and organize it and put it up and just let me know where everything is? No. How about we all take turns and do this? And by the way, let me know the logistics of the building. So just in case when you guys are not here and I am here, I can answer their questions.
And I'm holding shit down.
Right. Because guess what? I do pretty much similar to the same job. I have to be able to hold certain type of information in my brain. I'm smart.
Just in case
you're wondering. You is smart. You is kind. You is important. I'm all of the above. Don't come to me and so I can color coordinate stuff. No. I'm not your wife. I'm not your secretary, as you said. I'm not, like I said, I'm not your slave. I'm not your mammy. Because then I'm going to be like, why are you coming to me? It's because I'm black. Like, because you don't give me in my bag. But I don't want to have to feel like that. But I know only because I saw you come to my other counterpart and she's a woman also. I know you're just doing that because stereotypically we're better at it. That's only because before we were in the workforce, that's all we did.
Right.
That's all we did was clean and take care of the household and organize or call and make calls for you on your behalf. And we were we were underneath you. We were under your foot. We're not anymore. We're CEOs.
I agree.
Understand it. Accept it, move on from it, because it's going to happen more and more because all of us have daughters around this table. We're raising young CEOs. Expect them to come in with the same type of tenacity and mindset that we have.
And I think that it's important for people to understand that the landscape of the workforce has changed.
Yes.
It was one thing when June Cleaver was being given all of these directives. All she did was stay home. Mm-hmm. And not to diminish anything that stay-at-home moms do, because that is a job in and of itself.
Bless y'all, I can't do it.
However, you cannot expect me to work 40-plus hours a week, come home, cook, clean, take care of kids and a husband all of that time, and then also, take the forefront of all of the extra administrative responsibilities. I think that it's definitely something that needs to be shared. Now, if you're asking me my personal opinion, I believe in gender roles. I believe if it snows, you need to get out
Shovel that shit.
Fucking clean my car.
Shovel the shit.
I gotta go to work, come out here, get the snow off of my car. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, when you come get the snow, I'm gonna have your coffee ready.
Right. And that's perfect,
But at the same, it depends on what works for your relationship. But at work, I don't believe in gender roles.
Exactly.
No. I agree with that 100%. At work, we are here and we are hired for our level of expertise. Yep. We are here, and I'm in my mind, I'm prayerful that we are all, evaluated under the same scope, even though I know we are not.
Right.
But I'm not playing nobody's mammy at work. We most recently at this space where I'm leaving. We gonna keep talking about that.
She out of there.
Literally, the day after Christmas, homegirl, our EA was like, "Peace, I'm going. Fuck y'all," and she bounced. No notice, left everything in her office and was gone. And I was like, well, who finna make coffee? Because it's not about to be my black ass.
No.
We was coffee less. Because I'm not about to make coffee for you niggas to think that I'm falling in the line of a coffee-making mammy-ass mofo. I don't know how... if you ask me, I don't know how to copy your work. I don't know how to make coffee.
I can't do the orders.
I don't know where shit is.
Nope.
I don't know what's going on outside of my office. I'm going back in my office where everything is kosher.
Yeah.
Did I know all those things? Absolutely.
But I'm not doing it.
I'm not letting y'all know because
y'all going to take advantage.
Exactly. Yep. You're not going to put me in a position of oh, well, LaToya knows. I don't know. I don't know nothing. All I know is the things that you guys are paying me for.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So gender roles inside of the workspace, no. We all are here getting our checks
Mm-hmm.
for the things that we have worked for.
Mm-hmm.
We are all here getting our checks for the things that we have pushed ourselves to be most visible for. At home, it's completely different.